Square Enix Final Fantasy VII Remake. After E3 2018 no-show, when could Square Enix give next update? The Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of the most eagerly anticipated PS4 games on the horizon, and fans were hoping an update was scheduled for E3 2018. It's been 2.5 years since the last major Final Fantasy VII Remake announcement. The revival of the classic PlayStation JRPG was first announced back at E3 2015 to much jubilation. Fans had long called for a Final Fantasy VII Remake, and their dreams came true when it was announced at the Sony PlayStation E3 event 3 years ago. A short teaser trailer announcing the game was revealed at E3 2015 to much fanfare, pun completely intended. Later that year at PSX 2015, the first ever gameplay footage of the Final Fantasy VII Remake was revealed. A trailer showed how Cloud, Barret and Avalanche's attack on the Mako reactor in Midgar looked on PS4. The eye-catching footage was enough to leave a considerable impression on fans, sending excitement for the project into overdrive. But after the PSX 2015 trailer was released, news on the Final Fantasy VII Remake went quiet. It was hoped Square Enix would reveal more on the FF7 Remake last year as the game celebrated its landmark 20th anniversary. But instead, all fans had to go on was a handful of new screenshots that Square Enix released. News all but dried up as development on the Final Fantasy VII Remake was brought in-house. But it was hoped this year would be different, with 2018 kicking off with new images and details of the mysterious project. At a Final Fantasy Anniversary event in Tokyo at the start of the year, more information on the Final Fantasy VII Remake was revealed. New screenshots of the PS4 game emerged which showed the Final Fantasy VII Remake's version of the Sector 5 church. For those who have not played the original, this is where characters Cloud Strife and Aerith Gainsborough have their first life-changing meeting. It was also revealed during the Tokyo event that main character Cloud had been subject to a big redesign. And in the lead-up to E3, another new image of the Final Fantasy VII Remake appeared, this time on a Square Enix recruitment website. An image of the Airbuster boss in the Final Fantasy VII Remake was shown in a picture of an employee sitting by their workstation monitor. Never-before-seen boast for the Final Fantasy VII Remake inadvertently appeared on a screen on the employee's desk. This steady trickle of FF7 Remake information had led fans to hoping a big reveal was planned for E3 2018. Square Enix Final Fantasy VII Remake PS4 JRPG Revival was first revealed back in 2015, further adding to hopes the Final Fantasy VII Remake could be set for a reveal, with Square Enix holding their first E3 conference in 3 years. It was thought that the Japanese gaming giant's return to the biggest gaming show in the world was because they had major announcements up their sleeve. Fans even theorized that the image shown in the background of the promotional material for the Square Enix E3 event was a close-up of Cloud's Buster Sword. However, sadly for fans, this didn't turn out to be the case. Square Enix Final Fantasy VII Remake. The first gameplay footage was revealed at PSX 2015. The Final Fantasy VII Remake did not appear during the Square Enix E3 2018 event, and neither was it shown during Sony's PlayStation conference. So, when could the upcoming PS4 game get revealed next? If a Final Fantasy VII Remake announcement is planned for this year, then there are a few upcoming events where Square Enix could hold it. There are plenty of games conferences planned for 2018, but here we will focus on the biggest. The next major event in the gaming calendar is Gamescom 2018, which kicks off on August 2018 in Cologne. Following on from that is EGX in September in Birmingham. Then the Tokyo Game Show, one of the oldest and most famous gaming expos, starts on September 20th and finishes on Sunday 23. Square Enix historically have a big presence at their home event. While it's one of the most famous gaming events in the world, it has over the years become a place where less and less big announcements get made. Square Enix Final Fantasy VII Remake. The first teaser trailer announcing the game was shown at E3 2015 after TGS's Paris Games Week 2018, which takes place between October 26 and October 30, 2018. Last year Sony made a big splash at PGS, showing off a new Last of Us 2 trailer and revealing Ghost of Tsushima. In 2017 Sony made Paris Games Week an event where new information on their biggest titles was revealed. And with the Final Fantasy VII Remake coming to PS4 first, it may be one event where Sony hoped to reveal more on the Square Enix title. Finally, in December there are two major events, PSX and the Game Awards. Square Enix Final Fantasy VII was released back in 1997 and is one of the most beloved games of all time. PSX was the event where the first Final Fantasy VII Remake gameplay footage was shown back in 2015, while the Game Awards has been known to showcase new trailers for high-profile releases, like last year's Death Stranding footage. It remains to be seen if the Final Fantasy VII Remake will get shown at any of the aforementioned events in 2018. The alternatives are Square Enix could hold their own standalone event for the Final Fantasy VII Remake in 2018. Square Enix Final Fantasy VII Remake. It remains to be seen if Square Enix reveal more in 2018. Nintendo adopted the same tactic with Pokémon Let's Go, arguably their biggest release of 2018, which was shown at an event before E3 2018, or, more dishearteningly for fans, there is also the possibility that the Final Fantasy VII Remake doesn't make an appearance at all in 2018. Square Enix are planning an episodic release to the FF7 Remake, which in theory should make it quicker to launch than a full game. So, bearing that in mind, hopefully by the end of the year we will know more about the Final Fantasy VII Remake and have a new trailer and release date. Express.co.uk is at E3 2018. Stay tuned for all the big gaming news coming straight out of LA.